I know you big in like prepping, wanting to stack up guns and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, like talk about some of that.
Well, right now I'm kind of still in the developmental stage, I guess, because I don't have my own land or whatever. But like once I get that, which I don't know, I've been kind of thinking about maybe getting some land out there in Hickory. I don't really know yet, but I want to give me some land, just have like a farm and have like a just completely live off grid. Have a well, have pond, have a garden and stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, ideally speaking, if I got my land like that, and because at first, like while I'm building up the farm and everything, like kind of my plan is, living in whatever cheapest means possible, whether that's like some kind of small house. Like, yeah, I would like to build my own house, have like, all the cool stuff, the little escape rooms and hatches and whatever, just little tunnels or whatever going underground and all that, designing that would be really fun. And I wouldn't be in any kind of hurry, so hopefully the apocalypse like holds off like a good 10, 15 years. If we can just push that back just a little bit, that'd be nice. But yeah, I wouldn't say I'm a prepper right now, but yeah, that's the plan.
Yeah. I know you were. Was it a podcast you were listening to, or there was a book series?
Yeah, book series. Yeah. It was called. I guess I'll go ahead and give them a shout out. But it's called. Some people call it the Survivalist series. Some people call it the Going Home series. But Going Home is the first book, and it's like I actually need to look see if they haven't released their 13th book. But I've read like all the 12 books. Or listened to, and that's kind of like a big argument whether listening to is considered reading a book, but it is. You process information. It's reading in a different way. But yeah, they were pretty good books. About a guy like driving home, or he'd like live like halfway down Florida or whatever, and he was driving Georgia for work. He was some kind of like power guy, worked for like a power plant or whatever, and he was going up to Georgia, and then on the way back the grid goes out and he walks like a couple 100 miles home. And and kind of like on his walk, like the world kind of slowly started going to shit and everything, and then he gets back home, and yeah, it's all pretty much about like rebuilding society. But like also in the book, like the U.S. is invaded by a few different countries from like different directions. And so it's like military gets involved, but then again the military is kind of more militia like, I guess. Yeah, it's a really good book. It's been a minute since I've read it, but yeah, it was a good read. Kind of got me interested into it. And part of the reason why I'm planning on going, not because of that book had no mention of it at all, but that's kind of part of the reason why I'm thinking about getting into silver, is just because if everything goes to shit, or if inflation, like you just reading back in history, like the shit with like the German marks and stuff like that, how like money can end up having no value whatsoever, silver will keep its value even in that time. So that's why I kind of want to get into silver before that, so that way you kind of have something to trade for something else,
Yeah.
Because by then too, you got to think about if like inflation just skyrockets, and that would mean the price of silver would skyrocket. Therefore, like it's like $81 an ounce right now, and it was like 20 something just over a year ago. So it's like quadrupled in price in just a few years, or a year, I mean. And so what I'm getting at is like $81 an ounce. So like you could buy like 100 ounces for $8,000 right now, 100 ounces. But like if inflation and everything kept going, and like you kind of get to that dystopia kind of thing, and like the world is like going to shit, like you could probably go up to somebody, and like if you knew somebody that was doing like some trading or whatever, and they had some good stuff, you could probably give them just a couple coins, like a couple ounces of it, and you'd probably get like a lot to get you by. That's just kind of my thoughts on it, but yeah.
So like what's your like your what's your thoughts on like let's say the apocalypse happened tomorrow. What's the first thing like do you think happens as far as like people, like reactions to it?
I think it would take a couple of days,
Really?
but like a couple of days without internet. Because I mean, you think about like if, well, I'm not too dependent on the internet, but and like electronics or whatever. I mean, I am. Don't get me wrong. I love playing video games and stuff. But if it all went like I wouldn't lose my shit, but there's probably a lot of people out there that would.
Yeah.
But like, I still think it would take like a day or two to kind of make them crazy. I
Yeah.
guess if that makes sense, you know, where it's like, what do we, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
it's gonna take a couple days to kick in, I think. But yeah,
Yeah.
after a couple days, I think it kind of get bad.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. You know, I got a buddy. He believes like if shit hit the fan, people will band together initially to make sure everybody's taken care of.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, when the fucking power goes out for 3 days, motherfuckers in Walmart fighting over toilet paper.
Yeah.
Like, dude, if the grid was to shut down within a month, motherfuckers are pillaging, and it's a different world that you remembered 30 days ago, you know?
Oh yeah, definitely. 100%. Yeah, they. Yeah, I don't really know how it would go. I'd like to think it'd be there's so many different ways that it could go. Is kind of what I'm getting at. Like, I feel like you are gonna have a lot of those people that like, you know, are definitely like there's gonna be a lot of people, you know, stealing and pillaging and everything, and there's gonna be a lot of that stuff going on. But I think at the same time, I think you're gonna have like a decent amount of people that, you know, are ready for this kind of thing, but you know they can't help everybody. But I think that there's gonna be like a certain percentage that kind of band together because
Yeah.
you got to think about it. Like, I mean, by design, humanity has always been tribal.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
I think it's just going to end up being, you know,
Yeah.
and that's why we've kind of had this debate before about like in a zombie apocalypse, like, or any kind of thing, like, you know, if you would join a tribe or not. And it's like, well, I know you've kind of talked about like not being a part of it. And it's like, yeah, you say that, but when you're on your own, don't get me wrong, I guess if I had my own land and I was growing stuff, yeah, I'd try to stay as out of it as I could.
Yeah.
But at the same time, there's always strength in numbers, you know?
For sure.
And if I've got my land and I'm growing shit and I've got some animals and some other people around me do have the same kind of thing, well, that just kind of makes sense. Like, oh, I've got chickens, you've got goats. Let me give you 5 chickens for a goat or something like that, you know? And it's like, you know, little trades like that.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of would make the thing go round. But yeah, I think that's kind of how it would go is you just have like a bartering. I mean, while you would have all that chaos and panic around, I think in a lot of these rural areas, you would have a lot of that, you know, small farming communities, people that do farm, they kind of have, you know, that's just kind of how I see it.
Yeah. And I'm glad you brought that up because I guess I'm looking at like the end of the world happened 60 days ago. Where you're saying like small farming communities, if you're outside of that community already, you're fucked.
Yeah.
You know? Because I mean, I agree with you as far as like people you know trading with. But anyone who's new, you're thinking, what the fuck they want?
Yeah.
You know, they're here to steal something.
Yeah, I
You're
get
more
that.
like on the defensive side of it.
100%. But at the same time, like you kind of gotta, you would have to assess, you know, everybody that comes in, especially like if you you're farming, like a whole group of people just come
Yeah.
up. Yeah, I'd understand that, but at the same time, that is the thing. Is like it's all about, like when it comes to like training. Yeah, I mean, yeah, they could kill you, and it's like, yeah, whatever. You're gonna kill me. But yeah, this time we've kind of already gone like 60 days after the fact. We've already kind of gone to shit. So, but I think that's kind of where it becomes like, this is what I've got, and then they, because certain things that you and other people can have, and certain things that skills that we kind of had, like growing up in scouts and stuff, things that we can figure out and have, versus like I said, there's certain things that we kind of need, like, and that happens, like, let's say you're out of water and you don't have a well or whatever. It's like, oh, okay, well, we got plenty of water, but we don't have, it's kind of like just finding the ground of how can we help each other give what we can give that we have, and get what we don't have and what we need,
Yeah.
So it's just kind of like making sure that we can survive. That's pretty much all it is, It's a different world. It's a world that we haven't been in a long time, but hundreds of years ago, that's how it was.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. And dude, I don't want to be around if this day ever happens, because like my prime years are like I'm in my prime far as being like a contributing member, a contributor member to the society.
Yeah.
But if this was happened 30 years from now, now I'm in diapers, and I can't contribute as much as I could now.
Yeah.
So like, I hope, like, just being honest, man. I hope this happens like after my lifetime, or it happens like in my prime, to where I can still fight off and hunt, fish, and barter, trade, pillage, whatever the fuck I gotta do, to survive, compared to just being, oh, that's Grandpa sitting in the corner.
Yeah.
Go get him a squirrel he ain't ate in fucking a week.
Yeah. Yeah.
Somebody kill him because he's fucking draining our, he's draining our resources. Like, I don't want to be in that position.
Well, but that's the thing. Like, kind of what you're going off of, it kind of goes back to where I guess you're thinking about joining a group then, right? Because if you weren't in a group, you wouldn't have to worry about it, because you'd be doing your own thing. Even though you'd be an older guy, you'd be out there fishing, you'd be out there doing whatever you got to do to survive for that day.
Yeah, if I was already a part of a group, but like there's no group, I'm not going to say there's no group in the world. There, I'm sure there's a group that would take in like older people.
Yeah.
But
how are these groups formed? You got to think about that. Like, it's mainly people that people of people that you know what I mean? It's like the numbers kind of go down, because like I think there is like that good amount of people that, I mean, honestly, people in the cities, in my opinion, are just, that's kind of how those books go. The people in the big cities just end up dying and eating themselves.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Because the only kind of meat source, they can't go out and just hunt.
Yeah.
So come here, neighbor.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, like if you're hungry enough, like it's a dark thing to think about.
Yeah.
But the cities are kind of going to be big no-no zones. I kind of want to be. My brother-in-law had said something about I'm kind of close to Meridian, and it's like, I'm kind of, if I get some land out there around Newton, I'm kind of in between Jackson and Philadelphia. I ain't got to worry about really people coming out that way. I don't think. I think I'm good. But like, I think you kind of want to be split the difference as much as you kind of want to, and or as much as you can from the cities. That's just my opinion. I may be wrong completely, but I'm just saying I'm just glad I'm very, very far from Dallas. Like I used to be.
I hold them like those metroplex.
Yeah.
Dallas, New York, Philadelphia,
Houston,
California.
Yeah, Houston would be even worse than. I think Houston's. If they haven't surpassed Dallas, I think they have.
Yeah.
I think they have.
Really?
I could be wrong, but I want to say Houston's bigger than Dallas. A lot of people down there.
Yeah,
I was just blown away whenever I went down to their mall. I think I told you about that shit, but dude, their mall was fucking insane in Houston. It was like 4 or 5 floors, and like one floor was just the food court. It was like 100 something restaurants on one floor. I was like, Jesus Christ! If I could spend an hour just thinking about what I want to eat, you know, too many options. But yeah, that's the thing that's kind of fucked is like all that's just shut down. Like if technology were to cease to exist, yeah, I just. I don't know how much of it I believe though either, because like kind of in that story, it's like when the grid goes down, like a lot of the like except for like certain vehicles stop working, but it's like I don't know how that really works. I feel like yeah they could shut down power and internet and everything, but like as far as like vehicles, I think that's kind of a far stretch. I don't really know how how it's all gonna work.
Especially gas vehicles.
I can understand the newer vehicles like 2015, 16,
yeah.
the hybrids and up or something like that. Those kind of not working, but that's kind of why I'm hesitant to sell that thing. Like, I've been wanting to sell it, but at the same time, I'm like, man, this thing's got 250,000 miles on it, and it's still running.
Some damn barbed wire around it. Some tin, some tin roofing around it, man. That thing's ready to go.
Oh yeah. And the thing about it too is the roof's pretty thin, so I could probably just like cut it and get like a little turret mounted on it, you know?
Yeah.
Just have like a little gunner up in there.
Yeah. It's already blacked out too.
Yeah.
Man. But no, I guess I've always said like I'm gonna be by myself. Like in that situation. Because I'm looking at it. I can't text you, can't call my mom. And I'm not going to a gas station.
Yeah.
And I gotta conserve whatever I have inside my truck far as travel.
Mm-hmm.
So outside of what I have here, like fuck these people who live around me, like in that situation. Hopefully my mom knows to come here.
Yeah.
Outside of that, man, I'm not going to nobody's house. Hey, man, you good? You know, because I'm looking more so like if I take that trip, I may need that fuel to get away from something.
Yeah.
And I just wasted that to go check on somebody. And that may be a flaw in my personality. It very well could be.
Yeah. Well.
And I'm from down there, I'm walking 10 miles there and back just for like a wellness check, you know, in that scenario of the grid just ended. I'm not walking 10 miles. Like,
yeah. But how long would you sit here with no phone, no service, no power, nothing? How long would you sit here before you kind of start? But I guess you'd have to like figure out a way to go check on your mom, but.
Yeah,
because you got to think about that. Like, it'd probably take a minute to realize the grid's down. You're like, damn, what's going on with my service?
Yeah.
You know, the power ain't on, and it's like, how long do you wait for?
That's a good question, man.
Yeah, because normally it's like, oh, I'm just in a bad spot. Something covered up that satellite. You know,
your first instinct is the world just ended. You know,
and that's why I say it would take a couple of days, because I think it would take like people would be like, oh, this needs to hurry up, and then it's like as that kind of builds. Because I think people have gotten in such an addictive personality with the technology that, like, after about 48 hours, they're going to just fucking, it's just going to snap, you know? I can't take it
anymore. That's such a scary world to think about. Because, you know, you see certain things online, you know, like natural disasters. Like, you'll see, like, a post about don't go to Walmart because all these people are up here in the parking lot. You'll see that. But now you're in a world where you don't see anything as far as can I go down this road or are there cars blocked for 5 miles?
Yeah,
you know, you don't know that until you get there.
Mm-hmm.
And oh shit.
Yeah, it'd be a crazy day, man. But like I said, I just hope I got my land and my farm and shit by the time that happens.
I mean,
that's all I can hope for.
I mean, this is kind of dark, but shit. If and when that does happen, and it's still a farm, you know.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, yeah. I mean, technically speaking, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. There's gonna be an abandoned farm somewhere, you know,
Yeah.
or you got to go to other measures to get one.
Yeah. I don't know. I couldn't bring myself to doing all that.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
but
But I don't know.
but I mean, when you,
I,
yeah,
yeah,
I know what you're saying, because
that's like the moral
there's
compass.
I know, because like there's some 80-year-old farming company that's had their farm for 150-acre farm for the last 60 years,
Yeah.
and it's like, I understand, but there are temptations. But yeah,
Yeah.
you work for your own, and like, if that, like, let's say I get my land and that's not like my neighbors or something, that's when you're like, hey, I got this little farm with chickens. Y'all, you kind of work for the older people,
Yeah.
and like you kind of, or
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Like, that's why you get to the tribalness kind of before you feed into the just the chaos of it all. Like, don't be a part of the chaos. Like, just try and establish that community around you.
Yeah.
But there are those people, that just want what you got, and that's it. So
Yeah.
that's the main thing.
Yeah. And that's the
look out
scary
for 'em.
part about it. Because I think those true people, they don't really show themselves until you're in that world.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, yeah.
There are people out there who are currently robbing and stealing right now.
Yeah.
But I'm guessing saying more so like the true humanity of people. Of somebody who ain't had anything to eat in fucking 3 weeks.
Yeah.
What the fuck they're willing to do when they roll up and say, oh, fuck. She's got a nice setup.
Yeah.
Are they, hey, can you take us in and we can contribute to this setup? Or they're like, man, fuck hell, I want that.
Yeah, that's what this book's about. That book's about pretty much, is like coming across people that, you recognize that can join and are going to contribute, and then those that don't want to contribute, just want to take, Yeah, it's it'd be a crazy world, man, but